She had anticipated my collapse. Instead, I beamed, elevated my chalice, and proposed a salute. It was the celebration of my anniversary. The dining surface was adorned in gold and white, tapers flickering between the wine goblets. My most intimate relatives gathered in the gentle radiance of the festivity. And then she ascended. Emily, my own sibling. Her hand slid into his. My husband's. John's, their fingers intertwined like an admission, and with a tremulous smile disguised as resolve, she declared, "We are expecting a child." The pronouncement hung like toxin in the atmosphere. My mother's sharp intake of breath, my father's silence, the jarring clatter of a dropped utensil. It all receded beneath the consistent ringing in my ears. They fully anticipated me to shatter, to weep, to succumb in disgrace. Instead, I smiled. I permitted them to believe I was stunned into speechlessness. But my silence was not a frailty. It was a countdown. I recall the first occasion I introduced her to him, my fiancée, my entire world. I placed her palm in his and stated, "This is my sister." My refuge. They exchanged smiles, too prolonged, too sincere, but I failed to discern it then. I had faith in kinship. I had faith in him for years. I constructed a life around that conviction. I bestowed upon him my allegiance, my trust, my person, my time. I defended him when rumors surfaced. When her mirth lingered too close to his ear, I reassured myself. She is my sister. He is my spouse. They would never. But treachery thrives in obscurity, quiescent and patient. It was subtle initially. His mobile device perpetually failed. Her sudden pretexts to visit, ostensibly to see the children, although there were none. The shared private jokes I was not privy to. Then came the communication. Not even concealed adeptly, merely careless. A partial message on his phone. "Next time, do not neglect a prophylactics from Emily." The universe should have crumbled in that instant. But it did not. My heart constricted, assuredly, but my intellect sharpened. I did not shriek. I did not confront. I investigated. I understood that when a man is unfaithful, he leaves clues. I pursued everyone. Monetary transfers to discreet lodgings. A visit to a fertility establishment, his, not hers. The irony was searing. He was not endeavoring to procreate with me. He was testing his capacity to father a child at all, and the findings were mine to retain. I realized that betrayal was not a trauma. It was a weapon. My sister desired the limelight. My husband sought the escape route. They expected me to disintegrate, to simply cede the stage to them. So I let them execute their performance. I smiled at family. I personified the devoted partner. I listened as Emily boasted about how life has a humorous way of granting you what you require all the while. I developed my scheme. Phase 1, secure my departure. A legal counselor was silently retained. The prenuptial agreement he had forgotten I had insisted upon was unshakable. Everything he presumed was his would revert to me. Phase 2, accumulate the evidence. Digital screenshots, transfer receipts, clinic reports, not just whispers, but irrefutable proof. Phase 3, await the optimal setting. And tonight, at my birthday banquet, she provided it to me. When she announced her gestation, I did not falter. I allowed their triumph to blossom for one magnificent moment. Their smiles, their clandestine delight, the collective astonishment of my relatives. It was nearly breathtaking. Then I reached for my goblet. Composed, steady, I ascended and said, "Felicitations." The room exhaled, perplexed, relief surging through them. They assumed I was capitulating. But surrender has never been my temperament. I persisted. "Since we are disseminating family intelligence this evening," I placed a pristine envelope on the table. The seal of the fertility clinic glinted beneath the taper light. John's eyes broadened first. Emily's knuckles whitened around her. I opened it leisurely. "These are the findings of the fertility evaluation my husband underwent last month. The ones confirming he is permanently sterile." The silence shattered. My mother's hand flew to her mouth. My father's chair scraped against the floor. Emily's countenance was drained of hue. Her lips parted, but no utterance emerged. She stared at him, desperate, seeking refutation, seeking salvation. He offered none. His face was crimson, his mandible clenched, shame radiating from him in surges. I stepped closer, my voice measured, every word precise. "Therefore, if you and my sister are pregnant, the progenitor cannot be seated at this table." Gasps, stares, the unraveling of their plot was savage, rapid. I observed the assembly turn against them. My family, once blinded, now perceived the truth in high definition. The whispers commenced. The condemnation burned fiercer than any blaze. Emily dropped her utensil. John could not meet my gaze. Their domain crumbled and I stood erect, goblet raised, smiling. That evening, I did not collapse. They did. By morning, the divorce documentation rested on his desk. By dusk, her mobile device was vibrating with silence. My parents refused to accept her calls. Now, when I contemplate treachery, I do not consider anguish. I consider authority. I consider the moment the truth shone brighter than their fabrications. And I consider my salute to veracity.